What we refer to as new information is when someone brings knowledge from the infinite living mind or consciousness and conveys it to us. Now, it's not new information. It was always there, just not accessible to us. The infinite living mind is divided into parts of which each person calls their mind or my thoughts. So the source of all memory, which this infinite living mind is conveyed through, is called a mental reservoir, which is the fourth level of existence where all thoughts, reasonings, memories, and experiences are stored. Everything that everyone thinks is actually the same thing. It's just worded differently depending on your level of consciousness. So there's nothing you can think that another person hasn't thought, and there's nothing that you have thought that another person hasn't received. Now, this being that has the most information would be the Most High God amongst us beings, because he has more access to the mental plane than we do, which is why Tahuti was called the mind of Ra, or divine intelligence, and the deity of wisdom or writing. Every 25,000 years, the Most High manifests a being that would come forth and reform us back to our normal consciousness level, and this being has access to the entire mental reservoir. The mental plane or the mental reservoir would also be the Akashic records, or a place on high. You find it in the Quran 83:18 as Ilion, a place on high where good deeds are kept, governed by positive spiritual beings or positive thoughts. Sijin, found in chapter 83 verses 7, would be the part of the mental reservoir that is influenced by negative beings, which results in negative thoughts, or a place where bad deeds are kept. So as far as Caucasians and Arabs, their mind doesn't have the ability to reach higher levels of reasonings because they are at the same level of consciousness as all other animals, which is why they live off of animal instincts and reactions instead of reasonings. This is seen in the case where they come into other cultures, such as the ancient Greeks, who made a philosophy out of ancient African science. This is another reason why they made artificial consciousness, because they need a medium or some type of technology to reach higher states artificially and not naturally. So since Africans are those with woolly kingly hair, are the original personifications of the Most High, of which they call God, we have the ability to access information from the mental reservoir at will once we are developed enough spiritually.